Hey guys, JB Coins here with another new road trip video for 2018. This is a box of quarters we picked up in Asheville, North Carolina. We're going to open it up and see what we got. With these seal top boxes, we always say we never know what's in there. They could be all new issue as you've seen, or they could be some really good circulated stuff. So, and they have this funky little tab that's in the front, which makes this really difficult to open this way. So I'm gonna try it. There we go. Who needs scissors? Okay, this one's different. Oh, flip it on its side. There we go. Nice shiny new rolls. Let's see, that looks circulated. Yep. Nice. So far the enders are, well, there you get some new ones, newer ones, but so far the enders look like older quarters. So let's open one up real quick, as is our custom, and see what we find, if anything. Yeah, these road trips are really fun. I mean, you know, we just kind of, you know, you decide, hey, it's a nice day, let's get in the car and take a drive, and we just pick a direction. And a lot of times we find ourselves in places that, you know, we're like, hey, let's stop and get a box of coins, you know. It seems kind of weird, but we've found a lot of good stuff that way. Well, I don't see any silver on the side, but what the heck. 96, 95, and I thought that one might have been one. 98. There's a Wisconsin. Yep, no error. North Carolina. More Teddy Roosevelts. Oh, gosh. Bombay Hook. North Carolina. Maryland. That's a nice looking Missouri from 2003. Nice looking Kentucky. I'll take a look at both of those. Another Teddy Roosevelt. Whoop, Delaware. Gonna have to check him for spitting horse and for double on there. Gosh, nice condition coins. There's a West Virginia that's in nice shape. There's a 2001 New York. Look at that thing. It's like brand new. That's the thing about going outside of our area, is we don't know what we're going to find. There's a nice shiny D. Look at that thing. You can always tell a D. Oh my God. You can always tell a D from a P without even looking at it, just because how shiny they are. Look at that. It's like they're using a different metal, you know. That or their wash process is different. I don't know, but they have no spots. They have no scratches. I mean, that thing's a gorgeous coin. And it's a 2000. It's been in circulation for 17, now 18 years. There's a Homestead, Arkansas, 87. Effigy Mounds, they can have errors. 70, they can have errors. More Teddy Roosevelt. 95. Blue Ridge Parkway. 67. Bicentennial. That's a nice looking back. Beautiful Bicentennial. Look at that thing. So we're already making finds in this very first roll. Cumberland Gap. That one's usually got errors or varieties on it. South Carolina 2000, that's usually got some issues. 68's got some issues. Here's a nice looking face. I don't see any scratches on it. Effigy Mounds, another one to check. 92. Mississippi. 86. And 94. And we've got quite a few D's in there, I already noticed. So looks like it's going to be an interesting box. I mean, this first roll alone is we've got some keepers from there that are just absolutely amazing, especially that Massachusetts from 2000. and the bicentennial, and just you know, that's the thing. You never know when you do these from out of state what you're going to find, because the coins are going to be different than what you're used to from the banks in your area. So go out, take a road trip, 2-3 hours, sometimes 4 or 5 hours, and you're going to, especially if you go to a major city. In this case, we went to Asheville area, which is not really, relative to Chicago or Atlanta, our last trip, relatively speaking, is not much bigger town than where we live. It's just a different area. So, but it is, come to think of it, just outside of Asheville and Hickory, North Carolina, was where the first 2017 P pennies were found in circulation. And so that area was where a lot of folks were looking for 2017 Ps, because that's where they started. So, you know, who knows? Maybe it's a spot that the Federal Reserve sends great, you know, good coins to. Don't know. We're going to go through the box, sort it out, and show you what we find. Hey YouTubers, JB Coins here with the wrap of the box from Asheville, North Carolina area. And this, like all of the boxes, they're all different, and they're all interesting in different ways. This one was very interesting. We found a 65 double die reverse on the left wing is doubled. And then we found the, let's see, 98 double die In God We Trust. And then also die crack from the rim up through the letter 9. And then it hits his neck and then runs along his neck down in this area here. If you notice, those are the earliest. I mean, we go from 65 to 98. These are all the error variety coins is what we're doing right now. Then we have some other stuff to show you. This is a 98 double die In God We Trust, 98p. Mount Rushmore. This is a new one that we just recently put on our list. Double die reverse on the nose. This is one of about a dozen, I think, at least, Wechsler rated errors, or varieties, if you will. I haven't looked yet to see which designation it is, but it's one of them. So that's a fun one to look for, is the Mount Rushmore. Then we got Homestead with the usual, you know, snow on the roof, snow above the roof, you know, that kind of thing. Harper's Ferries, we've got a bunch of those through here. We've got about 8 of them, looks like. Everything from double barrel on the center door, 3 huge chips on the roof, 2 on the downspout. Doubled windows, one's got 2, this has 3, that has 3. And then the one up there has 4. So, you know, that's always a good one to look for. 2016 Shawnee, found a couple die chips sitting up on top of the mound. There's a really visible one right there that you can see it, you know, kind of gives the impression of an extra rock, but clearly it's not. And then the one next to it's the same thing. Then we have 2016 Fort Moultrie. We've got a couple of them here. The usual die chip on the hat, and then cracks and chips along the flagpole, arm, you know, that kind of thing. And then 2017 Frederick Douglass, 2 huge die chips on his suit lapel, which is also a fairly common error. And then this one is obverse. There's a die crack on the base of Washington's neck, and it has chips on it. And then, of course, it has a chip on his suit lapel, where the other one had 2. This one has 1. This one has double die reverse. The last 2 letters in his name, SS, are double die. The very top of the serifs, there's an actual extra strike that comes down onto the surface. And then a large die chip on his lapel as well. And then 2017 P, Ellis Island. This one we featured in a couple videos. Mom always has a die chip here on her forehead, where her shawl or scarf meets her hair, and then Dad's got one up here on his eye, above his eye. And then down here we've got some Teddy Roosevelts. If you saw the last really big quarter box where we had like half a table of Teddy Roosevelts, this is the era where the horse only has the die chip in the nose and there's nothing else on the coin, no other varieties in combination with it. And the stack to the right is the other big pile that we had, which is this one has everything. The die chip in his nose, hat, neck, glove, holster, that type of thing. So these will wind up going in the tubes because we had so many in the last one. We wound up putting them in tubes because it was easier. Then you come over to this side, which is just amazing at a whole different level, because you start at the top and here's a stack of 20 bicentennials in absolutely gorgeous condition. Next to it, a stack of 1983 Ps, about 20 each. I mean, look at the shine on that bicentennial. It's just amazing. Then you come down and it just gets more stunning. Here's a 65 and it's in AU-BU condition. It's got just tons of reflection. If I move my amp scope out of the way, so there we go, it stops casting a shadow. And then next to it is an 82P. That same thing. It's a gorgeous coin. And then next to that is a 2016 Harper's Ferry that, unlike the ones that we usually find that have all the errors and varieties and all that we look for, this is what they used to look for in the old days and what we still look for when we can. These are BU condition coins that we're going through right now, AU to BU coins. So this is a coin that has 0 defects on it. And right next to it's a 2016 Shawnee that also has 0 defects on it. And then we have a 2000 Massachusetts, a 2000 Virginia, 2001 New York, 2002 Indiana. I'm going to try and go through these pretty fast. 2002 Louisiana. You get the point. I mean, these things, South Carolina, Michigan, you come down through here, you're getting into 2007, 2008, and then it gets really just like blow you away. We got 9 from Puerto Rico all the way to Duke Ellington. We have 9 2009 quarters that are in BU condition. You usually hardly get any at all, let alone in this kind of condition. These 2 Duke Ellingtons are absolutely gorgeous. There were 2 more, but when we looked at them, they were not as nice as these 2. They had some marks on them, but these 2 are flawless. We've checked them, of course, for the error. Unfortunately, there's no error on that. If they were in this condition and had the Duke Ellington error on the name, those would be worth really big money. But even in these coins in this condition, these are all gradable coins. But how often do you find in a box mixed with 50 years worth of circulated coin and find this many BU coins? But the point is, we're not always looking for the error coins. Like these 2 up here. Yeah, we've got their brothers over there with die cracks and die chips and various other things. But when you find the BU condition coins, that's where you see a 2010, for example, that was in this kind of condition that recently sold for thousands of dollars at auction, at Heritage Auctions, I believe. If you're stuck in a rut, get on a road trip, go look for some coins. Until then, please continue to look below the videos for links to our website, to products that you guys ask about all the time. How do we find these things, and what do we use to look them up and take photos, and the cards that we use, the flips that we use, the magnifiers that we use, all that kind of stuff is down there and also over on the website with lots of extra content and history that my sweeties worked really hard to put on there for you guys. The lists are over there. Preferred email is a new thing that she added recently over there. Check that out. That's pretty interesting. A lot of people have started to participate in that. And until the next video, this one's going to be hard to top in terms of, you know, the awe factor of this kind of stuff. Until the next video, please continue to like, share, subscribe, and JNB signing out.